righty. And by the way, this is Angel. This is my photographer. She's going to get some wonderful shots. We'll send them to you all. If you guys would like to collab in the future, we'll grab a card and we'll get you all our socials and everything for you all. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I am your host with the Locks That Rocks. This is the official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by some cats who had just played on the stage over there on the DEB concerts. What is up? Welcome, Surge. What is up, y'all?
Hi. How's it going?
So before we get things going, do me a favor and introduce y'all's self. We'll go ahead and start over here from the left.
My name is Gus Lock, and I play drums.
I'm Eric Lee, and I'm the bassist in the band.
My name is Kat Jackson. I'm the lead singer.
I'm Dan Martini, and I'm the guitar player.
I dig it. So tell me all, this is your first year at Rocklahoma. Tell me about the performance.
It was surreal. I couldn't believe that we were on the Deb Stage. Oh my gosh. It was the massive crowd and singing to them and making new fans and our fans that were there. It was no words to describe it.
I can't believe how many people showed up that early.
I love it. Have you all played a lot of festivals and such?
In Texas, we played like county fairs, things like that, smaller type festivals. Nothing on this magnitude.
Nothing on this scale.
Yeah,
That's
nothing on
awesome.
this scale. This is amazing.
Well, I'm so glad to see that you all were on DEB Concert Stage. He is one of our sponsors of the podcast, so I want to give a huge shout out to Doug Burgess of DEB Concerts. Thank you so much for having this collection of fine artists here in front of us. Tell me a little bit about your sound.
It's a mixture of modern classic. It's between 80s, 90s, and 80s, 90s, and 70s. We want to fit a variety of people so they can enjoy our music. If our music has little pieces of 90s, 2000s, 70s, 80s, so we try to pick our target audience that can fit in that hole.
I like that.
That's what I tell people is if you like anything from the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you probably like us.
So everybody loves Surge, right?
I don't know how to describe the sound. We just get together, we jam, we make something happen, and we don't pay too much attention to any specific genre in it. It's just let's just rock.
That's always the best way to do it. Just get together and jam. Tell me, how do you all know each other? How did this come about?
Oh man. Well, we're from a small town.
Sure.
Small town. I'm talking 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Oklahoma. That's every town in Oklahoma.
We came together. I met you, right? You were playing in another band.
Right.
We started jamming just as a fun thing, weekend kind of stuff to get away from the 9 to 5. And then later on, we met Kat. Kat, you want to tell that part?
So I was actually looking for a band, and I was really inspired by Motley Crue, AC/DC, and all their stories of how they were going out and searching for bands, doing flyers and stuff like that.
Right.
So I will post these flyers on buildings, billboards, just to see you never know who I can run into. So I got into this little studio, and this lady in the front was like, "Oh, I heard that you were looking for a band." And I was like, "Yeah, I have a flyer. Do you think I can post it?" She was like, "Well, there's a guitar player and a bass player in the back. Do you want to go check them out?" I was like, "Sure." So I went back there. They were playing a couple of songs, and I really liked their style, so I asked if I can jam with them for a little bit, and that's how, I met these guys, was just jamming and having fun. And
dude, we would literally get together and just jam and drink beer for fun. Me and Dan. This little thing opens the door and says, "Hey, you guys need a singer." And so, we just started jamming with Kat at that point. By the time we left that evening, we'd already decided to be a band. We met Gus. Actually, Dan, you're the one that knew of Gus from a cover band.
Yeah, I knew him from a cover band, and so I was like, "Hey, I think I know a drummer, and let's go see if he's into it." So that night, he actually quit that band to join ours. He's like, "I'll go do an original thing with y'all, and let's try and do something
you were
cool,
you were in a top 40 band, right? That wasn't working for you?
No, it wasn't.
So you totally got poached.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, he was hitting. We went to see him, and they were playing like Bruno Mars and stuff, and it's like, no, that dude hits the drums way too hard. Like they kept doing this to him, like, chill, like quiet. And I was like, that's our guy right there.
All right, because you threw my man Bruno Mars out, can you tell me a little bit about changing gears from Bruno Mars to, just fucking rock, man?
It was a big change. I mean, I think I handled it pretty well, but
Yeah.
it was a pretty big change.
Do you feel a lot of that R&B, hip hop, like the jazz stuff that infuses that coming into what you guys do?
Yes, actually, I feel like it did play a big part in like my own kind of like style that I've developed.
I like it.
Yeah, over the
You got
course.
any favorites?
Huh?
Favorite drummers?
Favorite drummers? One of my top favorites has got to be Dave Grohl from.
My man, I knew it. Tell me a little bit, what made you want to start singing? Like you said, you actively I want to be in a band, dang it. What made you decide that I'm going to freaking do it?
Well, I've been inspired. Like, I wanted to be a singer since I was 4 years old, and the fact that I think it was on VH1 where they were doing these live bands and stuff like that. So the fact that they get to perform for these big audience, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do exactly like them. I want to do how AC/DC does it, and Brian Johnson, or like Vince Neil, Axl Rose. I want to be them. I want to be where they are and sing for masses of people.
I love it. And you just haven't looked back since. Just like, screw it, I'm doing it. Just sacrifice whatever I got to do. And I know that it is. I mean, pursuing your dreams comes at a huge cost. Can you tell me a little bit about the music process and what you guys are doing today, and how those challenges and just shedding the adulting and say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to play music for a living. How did that fuel what you guys put out?
Dan, you want to take that?
It's a reminder that music, there's more to life than just working and just living a life that you don't love, and so I think we've all decided that we were going to chase something that we love instead of being comfortable and choosing that life. And I think the bologna sandwiches and corn dogs and all that stuff, it's a rough life, but man, it's fun. You get to do cool interviews and see some really cool bands in this process, right?
I do want to say, and shout out to people who have been following us from the very beginning down in our hometown. When we started for fun. It was a cover band. We were a cover band at the beginning. People kept asking us for original music. During the pandemic, it was a perfect time for us to come together and just write, and that's what we did. That was when we made that switch over to being an original artist. But we did it for them, and we never thought in a million years we'd be playing Rocklahoma, doing this. This is crazy to see the crowd, to see this, to see this day happen. It's amazing and it's crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember the times we'd stay. It was 3 a.m, be like, man, it'd be so cool to play Rocklahoma, man.
Oh yeah.
And we just it was all jokes back then, and then one day we get a call and we're like, okay.
And
sure
and
is,
it, well,
man.
and it goes back to the fans, because we had a fan named Brian who pushed us to apply. If it wasn't for him, I don't know if we would have applied.
Yeah.
What's up, Bobby? And we did it. And like Dan said, a few months later, we got a call, and we couldn't believe it.
Can you tell me about that call? Guys, guess what we're doing?
Oh man, I can tell you about that one. That was, so I was actually hanging with Kat, and we're just chilling, and I get a call from Eric, and he's like, hey dude, I gotta talk to you about something. I'm like, oh dude, he's gonna fire me from the band for sure. I know it. This call can't be
There's
good, man.
news. He's got news.
And I'm like, oh man. And so I'm like, what, man? What's going on? And he's like, we gone to Rocklahoma. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, Kat's looking at me like, I'm in shock, and Kat's looking at me like, what's going on, dude? And I'm like, we just gone to Rocklahoma, and just the room exploded. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was so Exactly. You know, I did one of those big jumps, you know, where you're. So yeah, I mean, it was a really cool feeling. I'm not sure how Eric felt because they actually called him first.
Yeah, they called me. You know, I really couldn't believe it. It was amazing. Of course, that tried act really cool, and like, yeah, you know, but no, inside I was exploding with.
Yeah, in the process, you scared me. I was
yeah.
like, ah.
It was, and shout out, thank you to Doug, and the Deb concert stage. I mean, he made a dream come true for all of us.
So tell me a little bit before I lose you guys to your busy schedule. You guys have got a lot of interviews, and that is so freaking awesome. You guys are absolutely awesome. I love working with you guys. I love your music. Thank you so much for letting me play you all on the show as well. So tell us, we've seen you play Rocklahoma. You guys you've come across that hill, and now you guys see what is possible. What is next?
The sky's the limit. Like, just
Absolutely.
keep going forward. And because recently we're playing 2 shows in Los Angeles at the Whisky. We're playing with Lita Ford and Stephen Pearcy in December, and Lita Ford in November. So I just tell myself, and we just tell like all of ourselves, like, just keep going, like, keep working hard, keep doing what we're doing, and you know, just the sky's the limit, man.
Absolutely. Congratulations so much for the success and this big break. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't lose faith, and
Absolutely.
keep putting yourself into your craft. Folks, before I wrap up every interview, I like to give you all the opportunity to directly acknowledge your fans. The folks who went out to the DEB concert stage inside the Roadhouse, the folks who are just seeing you for the first time, checking you out, wherever you get your music, you guys, let us know where to get it. But until then, folks, look at the camera, talk to your fans. The stage is yours.
Alrighty, hey guys, or you crazy motherfuckers.
There you go. It's okay.
You guys can check us out on our Instagrams, Facebooks, on Surge Rocks Hard. You can check out our website, www.surgerockshard.com. Just keep coming to our shows. We love meeting you. We love seeing you guys. We love meeting new faces, especially old faces, especially like all of our fans that did come out to Oklahoma, made the drive here to come support us. So we love you. We appreciate you. And until next time, you know, let's keep on rocking.
Thank you. Thank you. We do appreciate you, just like Kat said. We literally will do, there's nothing we wouldn't do for our fans. You don't know how much you mean to us. We know what it means to play to empty rooms. We love you. We appreciate you. God bless and long live rock and roll.
Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much for joining us all. Once again, folks, for Surge, I am Adam Richmond. This is the official podcast of Rocklahoma. Until next time, rock on.